Hello and welcome to BeamNG Drive. I'm davidinark, and today I'm going to show you something that I've been working on pretty much just kind of off and on this evening, or technically speaking it was yesterday evening by the time you see this. I'm taking inspiration from the 3D MakerBot guys. I don't know if you've heard of them or seen any of the cool stuff they're doing, but essentially what they do is they race Hot Wheel cars down, well, I guess it could be any kind of 1/64th scale car, but anyway, they race cars down a track that is nothing like this. Well, that was an epic failure. Yay! Alright, let me get my cars reset. There, you know what? You go. Come on. Oh, I forgot. You're not actually here. You're driving. There we go. Alright, you too. It's got some kinks to be worked out, but essentially, it's a Hot Wheels track. Actually, they actually make their own tracks. But they do a whole cool championship thing, and I thought it might be fun to attempt to replicate that in BeamNG. However, it's definitely got its issues trying to replicate this in BeamNG. They let gravity do all the work. There's no human interference whatsoever. As you can see, not quite the case, in BeamNG Drive. So, and again, this is a very, very early kind of a preview look. I don't even know if preview is the right word, but it's an early look here at an attempt to make a similar track. And their track does just this. It comes down, it's an S curve, and it ends down at the bottom. Obviously, Hot Wheels cars have much different physics than BeamNG vehicles, because, you know, that's not really doing what I want it to do. But if we just, here, and ideally they would all go at the same time, and I'll eventually get that worked out as well. But for now, what if we just send them flying down? See if I can figure out kind of a formula. Okay, well, that's definitely not it. Definitely got some things to work on in terms of getting the vehicles to come off of that, especially off that first curve where they're not on their side. And I've done some serious tweaking to the whole thing. See, this is not, well, bad. I say that as I end up on my side. Ooh, oh, he hangs on. And if I steer him in the right course. Now, ideally, one of the things that we'll do, let me just let that roll, is I'll have side rails on the final approach here as well. But it looks like the main issue I have here is that this, I think, is a little too steep. I need something that's a little more gentle of a curve in terms of this kind of wall right here. So let's do that while we're here. We'll just jump into the editor and move some points. I got to find which road. You'd think I'd have this memorized by now, but no, I do not. There we go. Okay. So perhaps the problem is that things are just a little too vertical. Now you have to watch, because if you don't make them vertical enough, the vehicle will just fly off the edge, and that doesn't do anybody any good. The other thing we have to watch is things like this. You got to watch that your roads don't that they create as a nice seam as they can. But at the same time, you know, you still want to, you have to have playability and functionality. You got to have form and function, right? Let's see if maybe. don't know, I'm thinking this might actually have to be tweaked altogether. I don't know. Let's find out, shall we? Let's jump out of this. Get everybody set back to the home position. Alright, now ideally, I would just have these in realistic. Oops. There we go. And then I should be able to just... There we go. Just give a little nudge. Let gravity do its work. Let's see if this is... No. Always with the pit maneuvers. Uh-oh. He's got spun around. He is going down backwards. But vehicle number 2... Now, come on. No, 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 no. See, that's the problem. That's the problem right there. What happens is this comes down and this is it's a nice gentle curve, but the problem is that at that point the wall is not high enough to support what we're trying to do. So can we, let's see, once again, it's this one. So you got to find that balance between vertical and curvature. And it could very well be that what I need to do is add another point in here somewhere. Maybe, oops, wrong way. Maybe give this a little bit more smoothness. Let's see if that fixes or breaks things. I put one right here in the middle. Initially, as often happens in BeamNG, initially it's broken. But what we do is try to push some things around, move some things. Can't quite tell what's happening here. I don't know why. Actually don't know why that did that. That's a little weird. Let's see, is it too close? Yes, it is. That's okay. We got well, we got some fun, weird stuff happening here in BeamNG Drive for sure. Move this down a little bit, but I still need got to go vertical on the wall. I don't know, I think that may have created more ripples than I really wanted in here. As you can see, this wall is no longer smooth. Let's see here. Pushing that back, smooth that out some. I think maybe it will. Do the same thing here. Maybe a little bit of that. Let's see here. Well, one way to find out. There's a lot of trial and error when it comes to this stuff. So let's see what we got here. Oop, set you guys back. And again, right now I'm just trying to let gravity do its thing, because that's how the 3D MakerBot guys do their races. Nope, that is not going to work. So if we try to control, oh, sorry, might help stick it into gear here. If we try to help give it some control here, come around, there we go. Whoops. And I've got the track too wide because I think that's the width that they use. Is 2 vehicles wide. Oh boy, that's not pretty at all. Oh, there we go. Whoop, and off we go. Oof. Alright, so anyhow, as you can see, this is my very, very early work in development. I'll get the kinks worked out eventually. It's going to take some time. I may end up reworking this altogether. May even take the bank out and just have it a regular wall like I've got these ones down here. And I guess while I'm here, we could go ahead and let's do this. There we go. Now, I do not have an inside curve, so that's going to be a potential issue. But for now, we're going to call that good. Let's just see what happens if we take the D series. And the other thing is, I'm using a D series. Who knows what would happen if I use a different vehicle as my test vehicle. But eventually, whoops, come on, there you go. Way to go, buddy. Eventually, what I'd like to do is have a contest where we throw each type of vehicle down the track. And then I would also like to have kind of a championship where it would be each type of vehicle all gets lined up and they all just go. I think that'd be awesome. One of the things I think would also help, and I just have to figure out how to do it, would be if I could make the surface slick. I would prefer like ice, but I haven't figured out how I make the surface into ice. When I look in the editor and we look at the default, so if I click on this, right? Oops, sorry, that's not what I meant to do. Doink. If I select this main path and I go to the default road material, I don't see ice anywhere. So I don't know how that works. I don't know where ice is located. So if you are familiar with that, can help me out, I appreciate it. Just leave that down in the comment section below and you can be like, oh yeah, dude, here's how you make ice. Because I think that would help tremendously. In the meantime, there you go. So, just a little project I'm working on, a downhill racing slope. Sure, it looks ugly now, but, you know, I'm sure at some point it'll get improved. Absolutely. I don't know. Let me know. What are your thoughts about the whole track in general? What about the progress so far, which is, I mean, there's not a whole lot, but still. I don't know. I think working together, we can figure out a way to make this, at least find a compromise, make it work for everybody, and then we'll put it out on the repository if it gets to that point. Could be a fun map to play around with. I don't know. Give me your thoughts, problems, questions, horror stories, suggestions down in the comments section below. Thank you so much to WarHeroesGaming, GamerGull, and Mr. Spooky7 for supporting me on Patreon. If you'd like to check that out, head over to patreon.com/davidinark. I appreciate it so much. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Let me know what you think. First look at our downhill slalom track, or whatever we're going to call this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on BeamNG Drive.